This show is sponsored by Green Chef.
Craving more servings of a favorite recipe? Now you can double the portions in your weekly order with just one click.
Go to greenchef.com/60poundcast and use the code 60poundcast to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months.
That's greenchef.com/60poundcast and use code 60poundcast to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
That's right, Brent. Another way I eat well is I go to lvjco.com. That's the home of Louisville vegan jerky. And I just logged in, Brent, and I have some breaking news, some incredible breaking news. Serengeti's Chicago Italian beef sandwich
Ooh.
is the new flavor.
Uh-oh.
The new
Dang.
small batch flavor is out. Do you know
I'm
Serengeti?
No, I don't know what that is, but I'm
Dude,
gonna.
Serengeti. He's a rapper from Chicago, and he's
Oh.
got a Chicago Italian beef sandwich flavored vegan jerky, and I can't wait to try it. Serengeti, you got to check out this.
I'm looking. I went
I
to the
mean, he's
website.
got a song called Dennehy.
Oh, Brian
Absolutely,
Brian Dennehy.
absolutely killer track, but he's been making music for a while now.
Is
Um,
Den Wait, is that Dennehy on the bag too? I mean, Brian Dennehy? It
yeah,
looks
it
like
is,
it.
isn't it? Yeah, he's on the
Looking good,
back.
kid. Yeah, that's Brian Dennehy. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's exciting. Louisville vegan jerky. All right. LVJco.com. Use the code word Poundcast at checkout and get 20% off your entire order. And that includes, here I have some of them right here, Farby's roast beef. And you know what? I'm going to pop this bag open right now and give it a. I also have the holiday dinner feast.
Yeah, let's see what happens when you
Well,
put
I don't
this
want to
in your
open
mouth.
both because I'm going to go camping tomorrow. So
Okay,
I'll
which
save
one do
one
you
for
want to
camping,
try?
but I really want to try Farby's roast beef. So I'm going to open it up right now. So look, this stuff is made in Louisville, bagged in Louisville. It's got a shelf life of 9 months, but I'm about to try it. Here we go. Farby's roast beef and cheddar. Just like all their flavors is damn good. I'm going to eat this whole bag right now. Anyway,
Hmm,
whoa,
making me hungry.
dude, it's good. Have you tried these?
Yeah, I yes, I did try this. Yes.
Mm. Sorry, I'm just eating their food
No,
now.
you're making me hungry here. I mean, I don't even want to watch. I don't want to look at this. I can't look at this. I can't even look at
The more
this.
I eat it, the more I'm more addicted to it because the flavor is starting to sink in now. All right, this is very good.
I can't look at this. I can't even look at this.
If you go to
Yeah.
lvjco.com, you can have access to the small batch flavors such as Farby's roast beef and cheddar, holiday dinner feast. Oh, that's sold out.
Oh, is the holiday out?
Yeah, I got one of the final bags here, but you got to go there quick before these sell out. Fly by Jing Sichuan chili crisp. That's still available. Same as the Shelby Park honey barbecue. Anyway, man, it's good. It really does taste like beefy cheddar. How did they do that? It's all plant based. Anyway, let's I'm just thinking about this food now, but lvjco.com. Use the code word Poundcast. Get 20% off. You know what to do. You can go to the store, Whole Foods or Sprouts, and those are the only. There's probably many more places you can buy it in person. Check it out. But you want those small batch flavors. You want to try out the new Serengeti Chicago Italian beef sandwich. All right, go down, get yourself some old duels, and get yourself some Chicago Italian beef sandwich. Okay, Serengeti style.
Did you like when I called you the?
lvjco.com. Use the code word Poundcast. Eh?
Did you like when I introduced you the other night as the Chicago Sound Machine?
I do like that.
Okay. Well, look, check out patreon.com/poundcast because we do bonus stuff on there. You get the episodes a couple days early. If you like that.
And each episode is longer, at least a half an hour longer, because once we stop for the free version, we keep going for the Patreon version, and we call that Unzipped.
Yeah.
And get immediate access to all that right now by going to patreon.com/poundcast. Don't wait.
Do it now.
Just do it now. It's
Do it now.
2024. At this point, let's
While
sign up for the sign up already. You know, what
while
are you waiting?
while supplies last.
That's right. just like these, because these supplies don't last either.
And check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/the Poundcast. There's a the in there.
Yeah, you can watch
if you
this.
Want to watch the video.
You can watch. There's a few visual cues you might want to check out this episode.
Oh yeah.
Let's not even tell them what's in store. Let's just say
okay. Yeah.
Very fun episode. And
we're on Instagram and TikTok,
yeah,
the Poundcast, and straight like that. Now look, couple quick announcements here. So Pound House season 4, as you know, we've been doing that, and the finale episode, we're gonna kind of have a screening in Los Angeles of it, along with all the other episodes too. So we're gonna watch the whole season, and that's gonna be at on Friday. Well, yeah. So you're probably whatever. Most of you are gonna probably hear this too late, but anyway, it's Friday the 16th.
So probably today,
Friday the 16th. At 8 p.m. at Cine Lounge. Okay. And, just go to our stuff, our social media stuff, and you'll find a ticket link for that. Yeah, come on out. It's, anyway, that's that.
Cine Lounge, Hollywood, California.
Hollywood, California.
We're going to have a big finale screening. We're going to watch all the episodes, and we're going to watch the final one and maybe a couple other little treats. And it's only $10. So just buy a ticket.
And another thing that I want to mention is, I do this weekly live stream show with my sister called The Chicken Coop, and that's on my YouTube channel. But we're gonna do our 100th episode is coming up, and for the 100th episode we're gonna do a live in person show, and we're gonna stream that too. So if you are in the Los Angeles area, that is happening at the Crow, which is in Santa Monica. So just check the links and everything for that too. But that's going to be, I think, at 8:00 and March 4th. That's March 4th, Monday, March 4th. So
March 4th to your local ticket retailer. You know what I mean? March 4th.
You know March 4th towards your
March 4th. Towards your
right. March 4th towards the live Chicken Coop show. And we'll see you there and look for the ticket links on my social media stuff. Brent Weinbach or Brent Weinbach Comedy. Brent Weinbach on Twitter. Brent Weinbach Comedy on Instagram.
And I'm going to be in Australia coming up. Just go if you want to see me opening up for Eric Andre. Or if you want to show me to the local skate park, hit me up. But those tickets are at ericandretour.com. And that's about it for now. That's enough exciting news for one night.
Sounds good. I guess we'll do the clip.
We'll just roll the clip. Thank you to Jack Birch for helping us make this episode. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Jack Birch.
And Jack Birch helped at this final episode that we're showing. Can't wait to show you. Let's roll the clip.
Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends, and Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast.
And we are rolling on the Poundcast. And today we have we're gonna do some classic annoyances, but I have an annoyance of myself. I have two. And I also have a little kind of bit we could do that I was thinking about recently because the other night my friend got left hanging. Like we saw this guy was like, "Hey, he recognized me," and I gave him like a hand. I think I shook his hand, and then I was like, "What's your name again?" He was like, "So and so." And my friend Matt Taylor, who's been on the show, he was like, he put his hand out for the shake,
Yeah.
and he left Matt hanging. So, I mean, we've all been left hanging,
Yeah.
but he didn't leave Matt hanging on purpose. We were
Right.
sitting, he was standing. He didn't like see Matt, he didn't see
Right.
the hand.
Yeah.
So I was coming up with these ways to um, not be embarrassed when you're left hanging.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
for one, okay, well, we got the your
Like,
hands out,
yeah.
your hands out, you're being left hanging. You can just be like, uh, you just kind of like grab it and move
You
it.
pull it
It's
back.
like you're just seeing if it working. You sort of like grab the hand. You're like, okay, all right, yeah, it feels all right. Yeah, just checking it out. It's like you're looking at it, or like, okay, or you could do like you got the hand out in the karate chop. It's kind of a karate chop. You can just be like, yeah, yeah, okay, this is what I would do. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I mean, a lot of ideas coming to mind already.
yeah.
I mean, you could do. You could put your hand out, and then no one shakes it. You kind of just do this, and you kind of just go stretching out. Like,
So what Brent did is he put his other hand up and then he lifted them both to the sky like it's a dance move. Yeah, and one of them was a dance move where it's like, you go like this and then you go like that and you like cross them across your chest, do that thing, the Macarena kind of deal.
yeah, the
It's
Macarena.
like you're just dancing, I'm
I
just
was
dancing.
doing like a more of a stretch, so it's like your hand is out, then you put the other hand out in front of you, and then you kind of raise them up above your head, and kind of like you're opening the sun.
Oh,
And
oh
then
yeah, well that gives me an idea. If your hand is out, you put your other hand back and then you're in warrior 2, like you're doing yoga,
yeah,
I'm just doing my yoga right here.
yeah.
Or yeah,
Or
if you want to do warrior 1, you could put the other one up and then do what you did. It's kind of raise them to the sky and you're doing warrior 1.
yeah, and then or maybe you can have if your hand is out, and then I don't know, what if you just went. This is a different approach, okay? This is not trying to play it off like you just got ignored, but maybe a different approach is you keep it out and you just go up to the guy and say, "Oh, I don't know if you saw this, but," and you point to your hand being
Yeah, I
out.
think you
keep
forgot something. Yeah, you forgot this.
This was out, just so you know. I don't know if you saw that, but
Yeah. Oh, did you see? Yeah, I think you forgot something. But I have a good one for I mean, that's the handshake hanging. There's also the high five hanging,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Go for the high five, no high five back. My solution is this.
So Doug
you start doing
Doug is
miming,
yeah.
the mime, the window is there,
Right.
put the hands up. You just go into your little mime routine and then you go like this and then you like open the door and then you like let yourself out,
You let yourself out and then you go up to the guy and put your hand out.
Right.
Or
Then you
no,
put the
no,
high-
sorry, you
then
put
you
your
high
hand
five
high
again,
five out.
yeah.
The other thing you could do is this is a totally different approach. This works for either high five or the handshake. Is say someone misses you. Okay, go ahead and like I'm gonna say you're saying hi to another person, and then I'm gonna do it, trying to
Okay.
do a handshake, and then I'll
Hey.
try to handshake.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, good
Oh,
to
hey.
see you.
Oh, hey.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, that's
You
classic.
act. You kind of just use your hand. If they ignore your hand, you just sort of act like you just move. Brushed your hair on the side. And
Well,
as if,
that's a classic burn from like the 50s where you go
right,
to
but then
shake
you're
someone's
taking
hand
it
and
back. Right, you
you
take it
turn
back.
it into a burn upon them. Yeah.
You turned it on a burn upon them.
Yeah.
If they accidentally burn you, then you just purposely burn
Yeah,
them.
you double burn them back.
And so no, but I don't know. That was just an idea. I mean, maybe that's too aggressive. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's too negative, I guess, or something like that.
Let's see what else you can do.
I mean, okay, going back to the high fives. I mean, we can go with well, you can do this. You can go okay, so okay, they're like high five, like oh hey, and then they miss you, and then you just go, I don't know, hi, and then they say, who are you waving to? I was like, oh, my friend over there. I'm really popular. I know a lot of people. My friend was.
Well,
over
what if you
there.
did this? You're like, and then they don't do it, then you have to commit to full like Nazi. You're like, I'm just saluting to the Führer over here. Yeah.
Or how about this is kind of a weird idea, but say so they missed your hand, and then you just go, boom, shakalaka. You kind of just act like you're doing a slam dunk. Oh man, I'm in a basketball. I just.
Or you can go like this. You're like, your hands up for the high five. Then you just go like this. Got him. It's like you grab the fly and you're like, I got him, guys. Don't worry, I got him. It's all right.
You got him.
Got him.
Got him, guys. Got him. Got him, guys. Got him. Got him. You have a trash or something I could throw?
Well,
I'm trying to think of what I really genuinely do in situations like that. If someone misses my hand or something like that. I mean, these days I'm not really. I usually don't even try to shake.
It's
hands.
happened. Yeah, you're not out there. If you're gonna shake a hand, people are coming at you. You're not gonna be the one left.
No, exactly. These days I haven't really. I'm not an initiator of that.
Right,
but,
you're not gonna initiate, so you're not gonna be high and dry.
But back in the old days, I used to if I ever got dissed, I'm trying to think of what I would do if I go like, oh hey, or whatever. I think I'd just go, oh okay.
I mean, we've all done that where it's like I go like this, I like my hands out and I'm like, I'm like, I don't know. You just kind of like look at the hand and I'm like, I guess you just start flopping it around.
Flopping around, yeah.
I call attention to it. I'm like, man, I just got dissed or whatever. I just kind of like laugh it off. Like,
well, sometimes people say that like, oh, you gotta, hey, don't leave me hanging, brother. People say that,
Yeah, people say that, and they, because it's usually not on purpose. If you're getting left hanging on purpose,
you don't want to shake that.
Yeah, you don't want to shake that hand or high five that hand.
You don't want that hand.
Or you just keep it up and be like, somebody tag me in or whatever.
Anyone else interested? You turn to other people like, this hand is out for a handshake and the person missed it. Anyone else want to get a hit? Come on, just make it worse. Actually, where everyone's going to leave you hanging instead of just the one person. I don't know.
Well, we can move on. That was
anyway. Yeah. I mean, what about the fist bump thing though? I mean, obviously that's a way someone can miss that too.
Right. Well, you kind of had a bit about this. You go into Rocky mode. You're just like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah. You
just go into like shadow boxing kind of thing. I
think you came up with it actually.
Yeah. I think I started it, but you.
No. This is what it was. It was me. I was trying to think of a bit for it, and then you came up with this idea. I think you came up with, if they're.
Oh yeah, you're just like,
this is different. This is if you don't want to shake the person's hand.
You go, yeah. Oh yeah, when you don't, you just kind of go, hey, yeah. You just do a little shadow boxing. Hey, good to see you, buddy. Like
it'd be like, oh, and then I kind of added on to it, be like, whoa, Muhammad Ali over here.
Yeah, make them feel like,
buddy.
Make them feel. Yeah,
make them feel respected.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But if they missed your fist, then maybe you use the same tactic where you just you shadow box, shadow box and just kind of get into that way.
Yeah, boxing.
But here's a
you go like idea. This. You're out here and you're just like, love that song. Did you hear that? You're like, you're kind of like fist pumping to like some song that's. Did you hear that song? I didn't hear that, I'd be like, I love that song anyway. Put my hand down now. What else?
Or you can
every time I hear that song, I want a fist bump,
Or you can just be like this. You're like, oh hey man, fight the power, man. Fight the power, guys. Fight the power. Yeah. You look around, kind of just fight the power. Fight the power.
Right. You go like this. They leave you hanging. You're like, can you tell what I'm doing? You just look to someone else. 72 Olympics. Remember those guys? Yeah. Anyway,
The what? The what Olympics?
I think it was the 72 Olympics. There were some black athletes who held up their fist and
Uh-huh.
they didn't like they like bowed their heads like this in some kind of
That's funny.
protest.
Huh.
Just say like I'm just standing in solidarity with those Olympians who stood for their rights in that one Olympic.
72 Olympics, guys. Come on.
Come on, guys, learn some history. All right, all right. I'll put my hand down. I guess we'll do some different history then.
Oh, okay, I guess you guys are not, for rights. Okay.
I guess you guys don't care about rights or so. All right, I guess we could talk about Pokemon or whatever else then.
How about this one last one for the handshake? Hand goes out, you miss the hand, you bring out your other hand. Bravo. Bravo. You kind of just applaud them, Start clapping the hand.
Well, yeah, we got several. I guess that was sort of an annoyance. Who's not annoyed by
You
left
look, it's
hanging?
not even it's an annoyance. It's just, it's a little common everyday problem or
An
something like
everyday
that.
problem.
It's just everyday problems for everyday people.
Okay, I have two more personal annoyances here.
Okay. Also, yeah.
Then we could get to your license
Yeah.
plate update, but
Yeah.
I don't like being in a passenger in other people's cars. I mean, I don't mind if they drive like me because I drive kind of chill and I get, for example, if we're on the freeway, I could see usually they have their maps up or I know where we're getting off, and they're kind of talking and they get over at the last second. Where me, I'm in the right lane, ready to exit at least a mile out, probably more than that, And most of the time, I'm just riding in the right lane anyway, just going with the flow of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be a backseat driver. Sometimes I say, if I could tell the exit's coming, say the exit's coming up really quick, I'm like, I in the past I might have been like, yo, you got to get over, like exit's coming up. Now I'll say something like, hey, where do we get off at? Like I'll say it like that. So it's them who figures it out, not me telling them. It's maybe
Uh-huh.
more of a gentle way of being a backseat driver. Or if they're going too fast or something, I could be like, what's the speed limit around here? Hope that, I wouldn't say that, but
It's just so passive aggressive, You could
well,
just say this.
I don't want to say, sometimes I will just make a request. Hey, can you drive a little slower? I'm kind of nervous right now or something.
Yeah,
I'll just make an honest request.
yeah, exactly.
That's usually not the issue. Usually the last issue I had was, like I try to follow the common etiquette. Like you don't go slow in the left lane, right? I don't do that. Left lanes for passing only. I mean, technically. And sometimes I'm in a car with someone and they're not passing anyone. They're just sitting in that left lane and just maybe going normal speed as everyone else. And people are passing on the right. And
Right.
once people start passing on the right, that's when you at least got to move over. But I've been in a
Yeah.
car recently where someone's in the left. They're not going faster than the flow. They're going at the flow of traffic, and people are. It just fills me with like anxiety. You know what I mean? It's just a low level of like. I want to say just move over a lane, but I don't.
I
I
think
don't
this
want to
is
be
the
a backseat
solution.
driver. I don't want to
think-
be a backseat driver.
I think rather than be a backseat driver, maybe the solution is just to become a front seat driver and just grab the steering wheel and just move it over yourself.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But you could.
Oh, I could say something like this. Oh man, I got this app that says that what's happening on the freeways right now. There's a hazard in this left lane, so for safety, you might want to get over. Because I know you love this. You go like this. You like this car, huh? It's nice. Well, there's a hazard coming up in the left lane according to my app. Might want to get over.
Here's a very absurd solution. You go like this. You kind of bring it back to the first issue. Say, "Hey man, give me 5," and they'll preach their hand out, and then just stretch your arm out the window a bit, so that they want to get over. They say, "Oh, you're gonna have to get over to another lane," or something. I don't know. You're trying to guide the car. I don't know. Guide the car over with your hand, enticing them to give you 5, and they have to move the car over to get there to you. You know what I
Or
mean?
I could say, oh, there's something cool over there. I want to take a picture of that telephone pole. Can you move over? Get a little closer for me?
I think you
But
got to just.
most of the time, I just say, I'm happy to drive. I'll drive.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Hey, I don't mind. I don't mind because I don't love to drive. I'd rather just sit.
really. What if it's a driver that makes you, or maybe you're fine. Maybe you just, whatever the driver does, it's out of your hands, and
There are times I've been in a car where I've I've noticed my foot is pressing on the floor to an imaginary brake sometimes. You know what I mean? Have you ever had that?
I thought you were gonna
Where
say
I've
an
just
imaginary gas pedal.
Oh yeah, no, that's funny. I've been in I've have had some car rides before where I felt a little bit like they were going too fast or something like that, or they weren't braking soon enough, and I find myself on just by habit
Oh,
just
I do that all the time because when I
pressing a
see,
brake that's not there.
yeah, when I see brake lights, I at least take my foot off the gas. You know what I mean? And coast. If not, prepare to slow down or even hit the brakes a little. And some of these people that I'm with, I see brake lights. It's clear that like all the cars are, you see these brake lights and they don't let up. And then they let it, they brake way later than I would. And I'm sitting there like white knuckling it, clenching. Sometimes there's like a little handle, like a little
Mm-hmm.
handle on the SUV or like a
Yeah.
little armrest. I'll kind of like go like this.
Any sedan has a handle.
Yeah, I'll grab the handle and I hold for dear life. And sometimes they notice that and they're like, "Hey, all right, you're scared right now."
Sometimes sometimes the opposite. Sometimes I'm a passenger and I feel like maybe people are not they're taking the slowest, they're driving in the safest, slowest way, I guess, or something like that, which is good to do. But sometimes, hey, we might want to, you might want to switch lanes here and just, maybe
That's so. I mean,
they're resolved to just sort of be in the slowest in a lane that's not even moving, I think to myself, I'm thinking to myself, oh, you might want to just get in that other lane.
yeah, sometimes that's the case too. I've been a passenger in a car, and guess what? When there's two people in a car, that's a carpool, and we're on the
Mhm.
freeway, and
Well, that's an
they're
easy.
just sitting there, and the carpool lane is cruising right along, and we're in traffic, and I'm thinking, do I have to say this? And I do. I'm like, I'll say like, oh, wait, we're a carpool. We could get in that lane if you want to. And then they say, oh, I didn't realize that. I never used that carpool lane.
Mm-hmm.
I guess people just don't. I think I'm just way more aware of what's going on. And maybe
Yeah.
I think also when I'm a passenger, the driver can, we're having a conversation. And that just makes me nervous that the conversation, I like having a conversation, but sometimes it's like, let's, number one, the route and the driving etiquette. Number two, then we could talk if everything's chill. But whatever.
I'm trying to think
That's why
if
I don't like to go to things when I gotta, I like the idea of carpooling. Say we're gonna go to like an art show, and it's like, oh, we can go to this one, then we can go to that after. Then afterwards, there's so and so who's having a party or something. Next, from now on, I've been burned too many times like that. I don't like to be connected to
hmm.
people. I'm like, I know I'm just gonna drive myself. I can leave whenever I want. I'm out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of what. Yeah, well, I do. I don't mind being driven around though because I like to relax, look around at the scenery. I like to look at the pictures outside. You know what I mean?
I know what you're
And
saying.
and I like to look at the trees. No, I do like to look. I do, but it's true. I do like to look at things outside, and
I like that. I like when I'm in a bus. I take the bus a lot to the airport. And that's a, you know, it's not, I feel very relaxed in a bus. Just kind of, it's going in the bus lanes and it's fine.
I like to drive to the airport because
Well,
I
lately I've been
like.
driving to the airport because the tour pays for my transport to the airport.
Yeah, well, I like when I if I get off the plane and you take the shuttle to the lot. I like the idea of okay, I'm basically I feel more home when I'm in
Right.
my own car, and I feel like I can just I don't know. It's I like I can just take a trip home now in my car. I don't know.
Absolutely. I've been doing that the last few legs of the tour. That's the best. You're in your car. Exactly what you said. It's like you're already kind of home once you're in your car. It's like,
Yeah, it just feels more relaxed to me to be in the
dude, and then
car.
like an Uber, I'm so sick of Ubers. I'd rather walk 3 miles than take an Uber now.
Yeah, and why is that? Why are you sick of Ubers?
Well, actually, short little trips around a town is no big deal, but they're sometimes what you said about driving too safe and slow, like, oh my God, I've been in an Uber where it's like, oh man, just go at least the speed limit and like
Yeah,
take the turn. It's like, when you're gonna take a left, then you could just go, and then they're being like, oh, way overly conservative about the space you need to turn or whatever. And it's like I'm sitting there like I just want to get to my thing. Like, hurry up. Some dopey ass drivers out there. But let's
you
move
well the solution to that is just tell them, hey, look, I'll tip you an extra quarter if you step on it.
on.
There's a cool nickel in it for you if you step on it. No
Here's
solutions really to all that,
There's no
right? I mean,
solutions. It's just
there's
just an annoyance.
look, the solution is
My solution is I drive myself, or I
drive
don't go.
yourself.
I just not going to go anywhere anymore. Forget it.
Drive yourself.
Here's my other annoyance. You ready
Oh
for
yeah.
this one?
Yeah.
This one's kind of hardcore. Not really. It's just kind of dark. But sometimes on Instagram, somebody will post a tribute to someone who died, and they don't say who it is or anything. They'll have like a vague, maybe a photograph of someone like that you don't recognize, and it'll be like missing you every day. Um, I'm absolutely
I can't believe you're gone.
can't believe you're gone.
I can't believe
Which
it's
is,
been a year.
I have no problem with people expressing their grief on social media over a loved one or something. But sometimes it's like a known person and it's almost like you have to be cool to know who died or something. You know what I mean? It's like, if you know, you know. And everyone in the comments, like, no one says whose it is. It's just like, man, their music was amazing and their first album was this or whatever. And it's like, who are you talking about? You know what I mean? There's no
So you're saying
name.
it's this almost
Like,
this hipstery thing.
it's almost like even in death, you're trying to be like a hipster, like you're trying to be cool by when somebody dies, like, you just say who they are or something. Like, you could say like, devastated by the loss of so and so,
Of Elvis Presley.
of Elvis Presley. He made some amazing music that touched my heart ever since I was 10 years old. Now it'll just be like a baby photo of Elvis and be like, can't believe you're gone. Um, you know, hashtag devastated.
It's like, yeah, it's been whatever, almost it's been 53 years. 53 years and I still miss you.
And
I
there's
still
no
think about
clue. There's no
and I still
clue.
think about
They
you.
they could at least leave a clue, like, Well, the
Make-
good news is no one will step on your blue suede shoes anymore or something, you know? Like,
Clue.
the good news
It's
is,
a clue. It's a puzzle. You have to figure out a puzzle. Make it at least a puzzle for people to
yeah,
solve.
leave me, yeah, make
Put
it a
put people
puzzle.
at least put people on a quest.
Put us on a quest. I went on a quest recently and I was like I went down in the comments and some people were like saying who, a few people were like actually going who, and then one person said a first name, and then I tried to do a Google, and then I'm like, what am I doing? Why? I guess
Why do
we
you
all have
care?
I guess we all have a macabre interest in when people die. It's like,
Well,
how
it's
did
not
they?
just death too, by the way. I mean, but they'll do this with
Oh
other
yeah,
things. They'll
I guess
say,
yeah. It's with anything like
I'm not going to
congrats.
say that.
Sometimes it's like congrats. I can't believe you did it. We won, and then it's like you won for what? Like what? And it's like a photo of some people with an award, but it's like, what did you win? You know, and then I got to go and figure out.
Or they'll say when a comedian tries to give you too much advice and they haven't been doing comedy as long as you, or something like that, and then people are
Right,
in the comments are going, okay, who are you talking about? Or they'll talk
exactly.
about somebody's comedy special, but they're not saying who, and then people will kind of be trying to guess who they're talking about.
Yeah. You know what else is kind of funny? And by the way, if I got a show picked up and it was in Variety, I'd probably post that. But people post like the Variety article, you know, like a screen grab of it, be like, the Brent Weinbach show picked up, you know, it's going to be on whatever Hallmark channel. And you're like, but it's like, is anyone reading Variety except when their own show gets picked up?
Right.
Like, do you ever look at the Hollywood Reporter or Variety or like
What's funny is, I mean, I know people who
Deadline? Do you
I
read Deadline?
right. Some people do it. I think. Well, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe not anymore. But in the
I feel
past,
like
people used to read Variety. You know, they
right,
used to
like
read
who
Variety.
does though? Like agents or something?
Just older school people, I
Old
think.
school
But
people.
I mean, yeah. By the way, I don't. Right. That's funny.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we should. Maybe we should keep our finger on the pulse.
Right. Yeah.
But who's
Well,
gonna
I
be
mean, hey,
like, oh,
look. I think that's.
I saw that article. Of course I
Hey,
read that.
I think not long from now, I'll be getting into that business anyway. You know, behind. You know what I mean?
You will?
Developing people. You know, scouting out talent and stuff. You know,
You gonna switch careers?
probably have to.
Why?
You know, just to get some action going, you know what I mean? Just try to make some money off these young bucks, you know.
Well, you know what? I was thinking about getting into the ST plunge.
What's that?
I thought you of all people would know what the Nestea
Eh,
plunge is.
Oh, Nest Tea? No, I don't know what that means.
Let me see if that's their thing.
Nest Tea Plunge?
Yeah. Well, it's all leading up to a joke, but
Is that some sort of challenge?
Nestea plunge from 1977 here. Let's see. Wait, hold on. I'll show you this video real quick. And I don't even need to play the sound. It's all visual. But I feel like this was in the 80s too. I'll just show the part I'm talking about. Here's the Nestea plunge commercial.
Wait,
The
what?
Nestea plunge is when you fall backwards into a pool. It's this. It's basically this.
Wait, with the drink too in there?
Let's look at this one. Yeah, look. They drink Nestea. That's the
That's so
Nestea
weird.
plunge.
So you mean it's meant to feel like you're falling backwards into a
Right. It's so
pool?
refreshing. It feels like you're falling into a pool.
Yeah. That's funny because it reminds me.
Here we go. Here's another one. Look at this guy. Anyway, my joke was I'm gonna get into Nestea plunging. Well, because I want to have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a joke for that to be the punchline. I just want something to fall back on. but I wasn't sure. I guess it could be like scuba diving because I guess you fall backwards into the water.
Also, a bed,
Yeah,
a cushion. I put cushions. I don't know how that works.
right. My new career is stacking up cushions. I just want something to fall back on.
I'm a boxer, and when I box, I like to put mats. I like to put cushions, nice fluffy cushions, all on the floor of the boxing ring. Why is that? Well, because if I ever get severely knocked out, I've got something to fall back on.
There you go.
Maybe,
You can add that to a book. To a joke, could be a joke, something in a joke book.
I've tried to tell it on stage a few times now.
You did that joke?
Not that one. No, no.
I'm like, what? What the hell?
Oh my God, if I try to tell that. Although it's not far from me trying to tell this other thing. We came up with it on the show. It's kind of like one of those long-winded kind of joke book, kind of street joke kind of jokes where about putting the kid who think he puts more than just a tooth under the pillow to see if he gets money from that,
Uh-huh.
So he puts his tooth, he loses a tooth, he puts it under the pillow and he gets $1 bill. And then he thinks, oh, maybe other stuff can make money too. So he clips his big toenail and he puts that under the thing and then he gets 25 cents, And then eventually he says, oh, wow, different things give me different money. So then he goes poo-poo and it's huge. And he puts a whole log of poo under his pillow. And then the punchline being he gets a cleaning under his pillow the next day. There's a cleaning bill for $900 or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's just this, one of those.
Right.
I tried telling that, but it's almost like the Aristocrats or something like that, where it's this. You can get into funny moments in the details of telling this long-winded story, or whatever, or just getting into the details of the story. You can kind of get into some funny details, even though the punchline is kind of sort of silly. Let me tell you a little something about our sponsor, Green Chef. Green Chef has a new gut and brain health meal option, which includes a mouth-watering array of nutritious dinners, clean snacks, and functional drinks crafted to actively support the well-being of your gut and enhance cognitive health.
That's Green Chef for you. They deliver everything you need to make convenient, wholesome, and delicious meals directly to your doorstep.
And get this, Doug. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians. So sign up and start your journey towards better health now.
Brent, now you got a Green Chef box recently, right? What did you get?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, what came in the box?
It wasn't just what I got. It's what I got to make, because these are homemade meals that you make and they give you everything portioned out and everything. I made the harissa barramundi with hot honey glaze with cauliflower rice with kale. I also made the chicken salad with red pepper relish with kale and butternut squash. And I also did the spicy chicken wrap with cabbage, tomato, and corn slaw, and they were all tasty. Okay. I mean, it was all really good. But I would say probably my favorite was the fish, the barramundi.
Right. Well, now last week or whenever, you might remember us doing an ad for HelloFresh, right? Well, guess what? Green Chef is now owned by HelloFresh, so there's an even wider array of meal plans to choose from, and there's something for everyone. Enjoy both brands and add a discount.
Go to greenchef.com/60poundcast and use code 60poundcast to get 60% off, plus 20% off your next 2 months.
That's greenchef.com/60poundcast and use code 60poundcast to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months.
Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
Now back to the show. We didn't even get to any of these. I mean, I got like just an untold number of tons of people sending me their annoyances.
Why did you put a notice out or something?
I put a notice out on my Instagram stories. Sometimes I think not that really many people see my stories because I guess I just don't look. I don't look at who saw what or anything. But sometimes I'll post something and nobody like says haha or anything. But then I post I say, hey, me and Brent, our guest couldn't make it, so we're going to talk about our annoyances. Well, you got anything?
Oh,
And then it's just a ton. There's just a ton of responses.
there's someone on Patreon that sent something. Hold on, I have to find that. But oh yeah, here I'll pull that up to get to. Okay, but also well, okay, look, I have a quick little update about license plates, real quick. If you just want to hear about this, for anybody who was curious, just to catch you up, I had noticed, in case you didn't hear the last episode, I started noticing that there was a pattern to license plates. Well, for one thing, I noticed that the structure is one number, 3 letters, and then three numbers. It's 7 characters altogether. That's in California plates. That is normal California plates. That's the structure. And I started noticing a correlation between the first number and how new the car looked. And the higher the number, 9 being the highest, the newer the car looked, and that you don't see. I mean, the lowest you would see on the street is 4s, but I did see 1 3. Anyway, I thought I didn't want to look anything up on the internet because I wanted to solve it for myself like a puzzle. But I decided, looking at more of the plates, I thought I can't do anymore. I'm done with this puzzle. I can't figure out anymore. So I did look it up, and I wanted to just inform people what it all means. There is meaning to these plates, and I was pretty much right. So one thing I didn't get is that every license plate is part of a consecutive series. So I was right about that. The higher the number, the newer the car. But that every possibility has been coming out since it started. So this structure of 1 number, 3 letters, 3 numbers started in 1980. Okay. Before that, it was a different arrangement of letters and numbers. But that arrangement started in 1980 with 1 AAA 000, with the next one being 1 AAA 001, and so forth. And so that's been climbing up since 1980. And in 2023, the 9s started coming out, where 9 is the highest, is the number in the front. That's when the 9s came out. And that once they run out of those numbers, or once, it gets to 9ZZZ 999, they're going to have to start a new sequence of numbers and letters like they did in 1980. And that's going to happen. That's projected to happen in 2027. I think this is all kind of interesting.
It's kind of neat. I bet the next thing they would do is add another. Maybe it just be, instead of starting with a number, it would be 4 letters, because letters you can get way more mileage out of, because there's 24, what are they, 26 letters in the alphabet?
Yes. Well,
so instead of 1 to 9, you could just go A, you know what I mean? And then,
well, what they're saying is probably going to happen because this happened, I think, with commercial. Okay. So, I mentioned that pickup trucks have a different sequence. That's, I think it's 5 or 6 numbers and then 1 letter and then 1 number. That there's just 1 letter in those. Apparently, the old sequence of that was the reverse, where there was a number, a letter, and then the rest numbers. So what people are supposing is going to happen is it's going to be a flip. So it's going to be 3 numbers, 3 letters, and then 1 number, one in 2027. But what's interesting too is that this is kind of a game you can play on the street. Is when you see a license plate, you can kind of guess what year the car is based on the license plate, because, and I'm going to give you the breakdown really quickly here. So from 1980 to 1994, those were when the 1s, 2s, and 3s were coming out. Okay, I mean, if you first, you won't see a car that has a 1, but if you did, that would have been, in the early 80s. In 95 to 2002 were 4s. That's around when 4s were coming out. And by the way, this is when the car was registered. And then 2003 to 2013 was the 5s and the 6s. 2014 to 2016 was the 7s. And then 2017 was when the 8s came out. To 2023, that's when the 9s came out. So that's kind of interesting. And then based on the second letter, that can kind of help tell you where it was too. So, if 2017 to 2023 was the 8s, and say it's an 8, and then the next letter is say an M or something like that, you're thinking, okay, that was in the middle somewhere, so that must have been around 2020 that car was registered or came out. I don't know. It's kind of, anyway. Yeah, so there you have it. And by the way, the pickup trucks, that license plate format is not just for pickup trucks, it's also for commercial vehicles such as taxis and so forth. So anyway, just a little interesting thing.
I feel like I'm on stuff you should know right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just interesting that there is that it's crazy to me that those license plates have been coming out in this. It's not just a random set of numbers and letters, but that they actually came out. They're coming out in order. That every car that's registered in or whatever. I mean, at least in California, they're coming out in order. I mean, I'd imagine it's like that for other states, but their arrangement is different.
Okay. Well, let's go to an annoyance here.
Okay. Can I go to this one just because I have this pulled up and I just, I don't want to forget about this one, someone had sent this in on Patreon.
Okay.
This is from Trev. I got a problem with good smelling urinal cakes. They replaced at my work today the employee bathroom's urinal cake / contraption and put in a new bright yellow one that is just bursting. It's all caps, bursting with lemon scent. And more so, it's like a creamy lemon meringue thing going on. It hit me as soon as I walked in the door and only got stronger as I approached the unit and unzipped my own. And then, of course, the smell keeps bursting and blasting as I inadvertently heat the thing up with my stream. All I want to do this whole time is take a bite out of the non-existent baked treat all around me. It pissed me off. First, there's no treat for me in there. Second, I don't want my pee experience to titillate me. Let's keep it pee smelled, please, or at least neutral clean. Tough day.
Well, that sucks, man. Trev, sorry about that. Sorry you have to go through that. Well, the obvious one is just, pee in the toilet, sit down like Brent, pee in the toilet. Or wear a diaper, perhaps. Just avoid the bathroom altogether,
Yeah. Or
you know what you could do? Here's what you do. You find a baked good that looks like the urinal cake, right? You wait till the boss goes in there. You go to the urinal and then grab the cake and just start eating it in front of him like, wow, this is really delicious. It smells so good. I just had to take a bite. Mr. Cooper or whatever his name is, or Mrs.
Mrs. Cooper.
Mrs. Cooper, whatever
Mr. or Mrs.
boss's
Cooper
name is, and then I guess that you'd be in the woman's bathroom for that. So that never mind. But then that would freak them out so much. They'd be like, wow, we've made a big mistake. We can't have these delicious smelling urinal cakes. People are going to eat them, of course, because they smell so good.
Or better yet, they fall for it and they start actually eating the urinal cake, the two.
Or you could start putting up signs. Just put up, people put signs up anonymously. You could say, please do not eat the urinal cakes. I know they smell absolutely delicious, but trust me, it's It would be a major safety hazard. If you ate one, you could sue you say this, you could sue the company for millions of dollars. So do not eat. And then when the boss gets a load of that, they'll think, okay, we're gonna bring these old school cakes back in. We gotta bring those non-scented cake. Or you can also, when you pee in there, pee on the floor next to it. Say and leave a sign up. Say, sorry, somebody left their delicious cake in here. I had to pee on the floor. I didn't want to get it full of urine.
I didn't want to get it wet.
Yeah.
You know what you could also do? This is just a simple solution. Stock up on lemon cream cakes, real ones, and have them on you at all times. And when you go to the bathroom, you'll be able to satiate the craving that is inspired by the smell by having the cake on you. So when you're going pee and you're smelling this delicious smell, you think to yourself, I can take care of that. I've got one on me. Boom, you eat it. You can even eat it while you're peeing.
Or here's what you do. You got to go bosom buddies style. You got to dress up like a woman. Okay. And just use the woman's bathroom because they're not going to have a urinal. Thus, they won't have a urinal cake. And
I
you
like that.
show up to work one day dressed like a beautiful woman, and you go into that woman's bathroom, and they'll know who you are. They'll say, what on earth is this? And you explain to them, well, look, here's the deal. Like, the men's bathroom has a delicious smelling urinal cake, and I have to go in here now. Otherwise, I'm just going to be tempted to take a bite. So I went through the trouble of dressing up like a woman so I could use the female bathroom.
Right.
I'm not here to peep on anyone. I'm
trying to watch my figure. I don't want to be eating cakes. You know?
Yeah, I don't want to eat cakes, and I just want to pee in peace. There's nothing I could do. My mouth says yes, and my bladder says no, or something like that.
And then who knows? Maybe Mr. Cooper doesn't recognize you, and he thinks, "Oh, who's this woman?"
Well, no. Then Mr. Cooper makes a pass at you.
Yeah.
Then you could sue for sexual harassment. Then you take all that money, all the winnings, and you have all the urinal cakes switch back, and then Mr. Cooper loses his job, and maybe you even move up a rank.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe you're
there's
the
an
boss
opening.
now.
Maybe you make here. That is the ultimate choice: is you work your way up in the company, and then you get to make these decisions on these urinal cakes. Do better at your job.
And as a woman, as a woman.
Yeah, work your way up. Work your way up, and then take the whole company. Oh, here's what you can do. Just, tank the whole company. Say, make a request. Hey, can you remove the lemon meringue cakes? They smell too good. If they don't, then devise a plan to every day at work, instead of helping the bottom line, destroy the bottom line and ruin the company. So, there's a lot of solutions there for you.
Solved.
Good luck, Trev. All right, let's do one more, and then we'll go to the unzip, because we got one from Andre Highland. He actually chimed in.
Oh, great.
He says, people who stand in line, but way far away from the line. We've all seen these people. Like, the next guy is like way up, and they're leaving like way too much space.
Okay.
To the point where it confuses you and you think they aren't in line. Then they get annoyed at you like you're trying to cut in front of them when the line moves. So here's what Andre needs to do. This happens to me all the time. And it happened last night. I was standing so far away from the line. It was absurd. I was like leaning against the wall. And it was almost like, they go, are you in line? And I'm like, no. I would say, okay, if there's a line and if they're just really far back, you just creep up really close to them till you're like on their neck. You're like, can't wait to get up there. You just get really close to them. So then they're gonna want to move up. They have no choice but to move closer up in the line.
Well, yeah. I mean, I will say this. When I'm in line, actually this I'll save this for later, but when I'm in line at the bank or the post office or something, I do keep a little bit of a distance. I try not to get too close to the person. I think it's clear I'm in line, but I'm not
Right.
trying to be all close. I'm trying to keep distance a little bit, still trying to play it a little safe. And when someone gets near in back of me, I do find that annoying, that they're all close. I'm thinking, can't you see that I'm trying to make distance between me and the person in front of me? Do you do the same? I would think. Can't you see I'd like you to do the same? And when they don't do that, it makes me do this thing where I kind of go make a triangle between me and the person in back of me, where I kind of go to the side a little bit so I can be in back of. I can keep distance from both of them.
Well, in your case, I would just turn around and face the face the person behind you.
No, that's a funny idea. That's a good idea.
Just stare them right in the face. Just turn around and be like, you know what I'm saying?
I think back when the pandemic was first going off, I did say to people, "Oh, could you back up a little bit?"
Well, that was during the 6 feet of space.
Yeah. But I still kind of like that these days. But yeah, I think that I mean, you could just do that, I mean, what Andre Highland, I mean, I guess you could just go up to people and say, "You're not in line, right?"
Instead of, "Excuse me, are you in line?" You're like, "You're not in line." Right?
You're not in
No,
line.
there's no way you're in. Well, there's no way you're in line, right? So we're gonna go here.
You're not in line. And just take their spot, You're not in line.
Well, yeah.
Get in line, private. You're out of line. Hey, you're out of line. That's what you go to people and just say you're out of line. Hey, you're out of line.
Or you can go up and be like, "All right, let me see how many people in line." Like you're talking, like if you're with someone, you'd be like, the person who's really far away is right in front of you. You could like say it within earshot, like, "All right, well, I'm gonna see how many people are in line here and try to estimate our weight." And then you go, "Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. Those are definitely in line." And then we got, you like point to that person, like, "What do you think?" I'm surprised he doesn't just say, "Excuse me, are you in line?"
Or just, "Hey,
But
you're not in line, right?"
He's talking to the point where they're so far back that there's no way he's even gonna be like, "Excuse me, are you in line?"
How about this? You just get in line in front of the guy because it didn't look like they were in line. And when they say, "Hey, I'm in line," you go like, "Sorry, you should have actually been in line if you wanted to make that point. I'm in line, actually. Look at me."
He says that then they get annoyed at you, like you were trying to cut in front of them.
Own it.
You just say, they go, "Excuse me, I was in line." Be like, "No, you weren't." I do like that. Actually, no, you weren't, because look, that's a line. What you are, say, you're a dot. You're a dot. That's a line. You're a dot. Now get back in your dot.
How about he goes, "Hey, you just cut," and then you go, "Well, I guess I did, didn't I?"
Yeah, I guess I did.
What are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do about it? I'm Andre Highland, filmmaker.
Okay? I'm Andre Highland. I'm Andre Highland from Dublin.
I'm a filmmaker. He made a good film. Did you see his latest film?
With Yoni Wolf? I haven't seen it yet, no.
Yeah, Yoni's a really good actor, too.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that film's release. All right, well.
How about you just go, "In my country, we don't have lines. We don't have lines. We just go with the flow."
White lines. You could sing that song, "White Lines." Don't do it.
I've got a. Oh yeah. White lines. Yeah, my gripe is why are the lines so dang long in places? I mean, at the bank specifically. I mean, why is the bank? How come they haven't figured this out? You know what I mean? Or why haven't they figured out the bank or the post office? Why does it have to be? Why is it always such long lines?
Well, the post office is just, it could be better. They should have more funding to have more clerks standing by.
But I've seen this is what happens at the bank sometimes. There's one person as a teller, or maybe two, and then I see these people standing around with an iPad. They're just standing there, not doing anything, and I don't know what. And then I saw two people doing that once. I thought, there's two people just standing here not doing anything, and they could be servicing people here. They really, at Chase Bank at least, they really reduced, the amount of teller spots there are.
Here's my question. What are you doing at the bank?
Oh, me? Sometimes I just like to, I don't know. If I'm depositing,
get some quarters for the laundry.
Yeah. If I'm depositing checks and cash, I guess I'm a little behind the times. I don't really like to, well, first of all, cash, I mean, you have to, but I don't want to do the whole taking a picture. I don't know. That's beyond me a little bit. The whole taking a picture of the check and scanning it in or something like that. You do that?
Yeah, dude, I do it on my phone. It takes 1 minute. It's the best.
I should probably get hip to that.
Well, you don't have can you do it?
I have an iPad.
Oh, we should do that. It's way better than driving to a bank. Are you crazy?
Well, I do that.
And then cash. If I have cash and I have to deposit, I do it at the ATM.
Yeah, that's all a little funky for me. The ATM. I never use ATMs.
Right, you got to use the ATM, bro.
Yeah. So I guess it's my fault. Yeah.
Mike, speaking of that, like
maybe that's why they have the long lines, is to get people to stop, to get people to just do everything automatically. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
There's certain places I've noticed while traveling. It's either hotels or I think airports are relatively quick, but you go to check in and they're going like this. They're like, whatever, they're typing and typing. They're like doing all this stuff. It's like, my last name, it should just pop up and boom, like we're in, like they're typing all this stuff. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I think hotels might be a little quicker now, but I swear I go to check in. It's like, it's all done. It's all paid for. It's all in the computer. You give them your ID and it's like all this typing and they're just like, clickety, 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 clickety. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you typing in there? Are you writing in your journal? In your live journal? What's happening?
In your live journal.
Like, what are you doing over there?
They're going, I'm just finishing this entry real quick. I went on a trip to the Bahamas, actually. Sorry, I just need to finish that. Okay, and we had a great time. Okay, so let's see, loosen hop. Yeah, here you are. There you are. Here's your key. Bye. Now, back to my journal. Let's see. I saw Brian last night. He had a new haircut. It looked interesting, but I can't say I loved it. Anyway, next. Let's go.
Yeah.
To the next section.
Well, yeah, let's go after dark. We've been here an hour. Not after dark. Unzip. We're going to unzip. We're going to unzip some more of these annoyances from these folks who wrote in. And I have an annoyance from last night that I'm going to share.
Okay.
In the form of a photo. And if you want to listen to that, just simply go to patreon.com/poundcast. Sign up today, become a Patreon member. And then you'll have instant access to all the bonus material that we do every week on this show. Come see me in Australia. I know we have some Australian listeners
and viewers.
I'll be in every city, every big city there with Eric Andre. So come check it out. EricAndreTour.com. I think you can find out that information. All right. Anything else, Brent? We want to say thank you.
I do. We got it. Yeah. I forgot. Well, we'll mention this at the top of the show, but this Friday, we're doing our Poundhouse finale screening at Cine Lounge, and just look online to how to get tickets.
That's on?
Yeah, I mean I mean, by the
Did they
time
res-
that people hear
Did,
this and see
did they
this,
respond to that email?
yeah.
All right, I got to
So,
check that out. All right, so that's cool.
Cine Lounge, but actually, no, for most people, actually, that's for Patreon people. If you're in the Los Angeles area, but if you are, you know, not, I mean, whatever. I mean, most people are going to hear this on that Friday. Anyway, tonight, if you're hearing this at early in the day, tonight, the 16th, February 16th. All right, whatever.
Yeah, we're going to show all the Poundhouse new season episodes, one after the other, no credits. And then we're going to watch the finale together, which is an epic. I don't know if it's almost 10 minutes long, big epic finale. And it'll probably be, by the time you listen to this, it might even be on YouTube very shortly.
Yeah, probably be.
And
one other quick thing is, well, I'll mention this at the top of the show. Never mind. So anyway,
okay,
Chicken Coop Live. Look for that. Okay,
and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Doug and Brent talking to each other. Doug and Brent, what will they talk about today? Doug and Brent are talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent will talk to their friends, and Doug and